Welcome, sis. We made it. We have made it to episode 7, and I am so excited to have you here. I'm Kayla, and welcome to Overcoming Daddy Issues. Today, our final topic will be a symptom that many of us have heard about. I mean, even Drake alluded to it. It's called trust issues, y'all. Because daddy issues stem from issues of trust and low self-esteem that lead us into repetitive dysfunctional cycles, especially as it relates to relationships with men, we gotta talk about the trust issue. So sis, I know you've been hurt before. You felt betrayed. You felt like taking the risk to trust again is gonna be too much for your heart to handle. So maybe you just choose to remain single, or maybe you just choose to maintain situationships, so it's not really any full-on commitment, so that you can protect yourself and not really have to be hurt by someone that you trust. Or maybe you're on the other side of trust issues as it relates to daddy issues, and that's you tend to trust too quickly, or you trust the wrong people. And that leads you into moments where you're left vulnerable, and now you're being hurt again by somebody that you thought was going to care for and actually protect your heart. Sis, I want you to think about how a lack of trust in relationships and friendships with your family, with your coworkers, how that has affected your daily life. Has it affected the way that you see yourself? Has it affected the things that you allow yourself to feel, the things that you allow yourself to pursue, because you don't trust that it will play out in your favor? The thing about trust is that it's a give and it's a take. I had this motto growing up. I said, I trust you until you give me a reason not to. And the moment someone gave me a reason not to, I always doubted why I had that motto and why I led life with that principle. But I realized that in order to overcome daddy issues, I had to have the confidence to trust again. How can I trust you when you betray me like this? I thought that we were in a committed relationship. I thought that you loved me. Yeah, you out here telling all your boys that we had sex. What's that about? I don't care if you didn't want to be embarrassed because we weren't actually having sex. Have you thought about how that makes me look and what that makes me feel like? Nah, you just out here having sessions with your boys and talking about our personal business. That ain't cool, bro. And as quick as that conversation started, it ended because I realized that the moment I opened myself to somebody to trust them, I was taken advantage of and I was hurt. And I didn't understand why someone who said they cared about me and that they loved me and that they wanted what was best for me would go out and betray my trust like that. And so as time went on, those trust issues just continued to grow and to fester, and it got to the point where I didn't trust anybody, and I for sure couldn't trust God. So much so that on the other side of daddy issues, when I decided that I had to overcome this if I wanted to see a new reality for my children, for the generations to come after me, I understood that there were 86,400 seconds in a day, because every single moment I had to use that energy and use that time so that I could learn to trust God again. When you engage in open conversations with people who love you and you communicate with them to tell them how you feel, you don't have to suffer in silence, and you don't have to worry about the response that they will give you, because when they truly love you, they respect your position. And that's what I had to learn on the other side of love, that I could come to God with my shame, that I could come to him with my guilt, that I could come to him with my worries, with my doubts, and with my fears, because I knew that I could trust him with the deepest parts of me, with the ugliest sides of me. And I wouldn't be judged, or I wouldn't be taken advantage of, or Billy Joe down the street wouldn't know my business. When I learned to trust in God, when I learned to spend time with him, when I learned to accept his words as true, when I learned to put value on the promises that he gave me and that he said that were just for me, I started to engage with men differently. And no longer was I looking to a man to satisfy my needs. No longer was I looking to a man to fill my voids. But I realized that the key to overcoming daddy issues was addressing them. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. You don't have to wait until you're in a relationship that is going downhill quick and fast, and when you're being triggered and now you're realizing you have unresolved issues. You don't have to wait until that happens. We can address them now, sis. So sis, I want you to know you're not in this alone. I'm here with you. As a formerly fatherless daughter, I want you to know not only do you have a Father in heaven who is concerned about you and who desires to reveal to you who he is, but he also sent me to walk with you on this journey, to discover your value, to discover identity, and discover purpose. Thank you for joining me on this journey to understanding and recognizing what the daddy issues are that you face.